Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. I take myself to refuge to Allah against Satan, the open enemy of humanity. I, Mujahid Abdul Makar, bear witness to the fact that there is nothing deserving of worship but Allah, who has no sons, no daughters, no shareholders in his kingdom. He rules it absolutely by himself. And I also bear witness to the fact that Muhammad ibn Abdullah, of over 1,400 years ago, is and always will be the last prophet of Allah. And he is the messenger of Allah to us all. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praises, all systems of knowledge are due to the source creator. All systems of knowledge. He is the one who evolved us and involved us in his creation, and also in our own creation. Involve us in our own creation, and he evolved us in our own creation. So his creation in the universe, and his creation in our universe. See, Allah say, this Khutbah is based on, we have to reconnect to our fitra, based upon the pattern of the universe, Deen el Fitra. The Imam dealt with that last week, and our other Imam dealt with, he says, a light, in a light, upon a light. Now what happened with the first light? Did the first light go out when the other light got in it? Or did it enhance the light? See, in Al-Islam, Allah is constantly inviting us to constantly recreate ourselves, because he said he's always recreating his creation. And when we look into Allah's creation, they say they see in other parts of his creation revealing itself to them. Does that mean it wasn't there already? We just now find out about it. In turn, that's us too. Us inwardly taking this thing inwardly, taking the Quran inwardly, taking the Uswa of Prophet Muhammad inwardly. We're going to come to a part in our thinking, in our observation of ourselves, we're going to run into a roadblock. Do I want to continue on this, to keep elevating, to keep ascending, like the brother said in the Khutbah, the light upon the light? Am I just going to keep this one light I already got? Allah said he is constantly increasing us. Now, if he constantly increases his creation, the outer creation, how about the human being who is the crown of creation? Don't we supposed to be constantly increasing ourselves, increasing our light, increasing our understanding of the Quran? Allah said he arranged us in different ranks, in different degrees. We didn't stay even in our physical makeup. We didn't stay in the embryo stage. We didn't stay in the sperm and egg stage. We kept evolving. So don't you know if that physical evolvement happened, how about the intellectual, the spiritual evolving? Don't we supposed to constantly keep growing? But if we, and Imam Muhammad said we remake the world. So if we got to remake the world, isn't that telling us that something in the world is not right? If we got to remake it? And what that means, we got to rethink things. We got to re-see things based upon this Quran. It can't just be on the first reading of the Quran. It got to be on the second, the third, the fourth, because that's where that intuitive organ come in. We got to get back to that fitra and start using every capability that Allah has given us for us to come in sync with our lives. Now, hey, it's a hard job, and we're going to fail along the way. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to do things we know are just totally idiotic. Let's see ourselves being totally stupid. Why did I do that dumb stuff? Now, I know better. And you know better, but see, you got to realize you're dealing with this Adam, and you're dealing with Eve. And you're dealing with what? The serpent. That fight or flight thing. So you got to make a decision. And see, that decision sometimes is so hard, my brothers and sisters. Sometimes you go down that road, you just, man, I know I'm being a fool. I know I'm doing some ignorant stuff. But see, that's what Allah says. After recollection, don't sit back there no more. See, Allah, He's so kind to us. He loves us so much. He gives us so much insight and so much vision, insight inside of us, and the vision to see out. It ain't number one vision, although we got two eyes. This fitra, based upon the pattern of the universe. Everything out in that universe, dear brothers and sisters, is inside this human being. The electricity, stars, everything. What the man said, you take the M off master and you just got stars. We're supposed to be the master of ourselves. If you ain't the master of yourself, you need to let all these stars go out of you. Leave them stars alone, because you got to be a master of this star. If we understand. Allah asks us in the Quran, do they not reflect? Do they not ponder? So what does that mean? That means the first time we got it, when we just took our Shahadatain, we way along farther than that now. We growing. We evolving. And we are involved with ourselves. Once we get involved with ourselves, we got to come what? To Juma, we got to jam it, we got to come together. Allah asks us, come together on things that we can come together mutually. We ain't going to agree on everything. You know, I mean, hey, you can have a wife. You and your wife ain't going to agree. You're going to fight. One day you're going to be, but hey, at the end of the day, you got to come together. You know what I mean? Because you got to think. Especially nowadays, you have to really ponder, really reflect. What is my best position? What do I really need to be? Because, hey, man, Allah tell us this thing is, what did the man say? Guru, is that deception? Deception. This thing is to see the best of us. Now, think about this pattern. This pattern means to a repeat declaration, design, an arrangement of sequence regularly found in comparable objects. A decorative design. Then Allah tell us He created us what? In the most excellent mode. Huh? And then we are what? The best design. And then what does He arranged us in ranks and degrees. And also it means on a great, regular, intelligible form of sequences. This picture is the pattern of a structure and a behavior that we enter into all objects of nature. So when we're in our picture, dear brothers and sisters, we in the right area, the right design that Allah created this human being and created everything else in His universe. is based upon that pattern. And then when we in that particular mode or in that particular behavior, we in sync with Allah. We in sync as one great person, in sync with the cosmos, in sync with the universe. And like the brothers say, in sync, you can get on the ground and hear somebody coming for you. Let the two of the gland get to working for you. So you can rock it to sleep, doing crazy stuff. You rock them on to sleep. And then you ain't got nothing helping you. Trying to figure out how you're tripping, how you falling. It's simple. You outside of your nature. You outside of your picture. How you gonna win? How can you win, or how can we win being outside of our picture when that is our saving grace? That is what's keeping us afloat. And the man asked the question, he said, I can't tell if Allah is with me or against me because I still got cars, I still got money, I still got this and I still got that. And the man asked us, well, how about when you pray? Do you see any difference? And the man said, no. He said, well, that's how you know Allah ain't with you. It's just that simple. You might say, I'm doing all this and everything's still going my way. But see, Allah said in His Quran that they say they believe, but they really don't believe. And Allah let us know, and we perceive it not. See, that pattern, that picture, is based on intelligence, and it's based on being able to perceive things, to be perceivable, to be a receptacle. Just like that man plugged that thing in the wall. The man plugged it in the wall. See, ain't just no positive wire going in there. It's positive and negative. It's a balance. Huh? The myth like Ibrahim is a balance. You can't go too far this way, too far that way. It's a balance. And then Ibrahim, then he asked Allah. He said, it's not that I don't believe Allah, but to satisfy what? My intelligence. Huh? So how we going to get on the thing? We just get stuck. Like, I know it's hard. Because a lot of things we do on a saying, Allah is evolving us. And we running into these roadblocks and it's making us think, oh man, was that a lie too? You know when you're innocent, they'll believe it. When you're innocent, you know, hey, I ain't did no wrong. I ain't never smoked, I ain't never drunk. It's hard when you say, hey, was he right about that? But Allah says it's a monstrous lie. To lie to us in anything concerning this Quran and the Uswa of Prophet Muhammad is a monstrous lie. A monstrous lie. And we have to see that in that light. And that's not on Esau saying he had a son. If we associate anything and any kind of deity in our worship and our intelligence with Allah, we done created a little illah. Saying Allah got a son, an S-O-N son instead of S-U-N son. Got to be careful, dear believers. That picture is our original disposition. So you got to have a original, you got to say something you standing on, something you believing in, something you know going to uphold you right. That's what the calendar, what it mean? To stand up what? Straight, right. You can't be leaning. A natural constitution. Now, if you reading this Quran instead of this Quran, you seeing these people ain't just came with this language. They came with this language for the Quran. You got to realize the majority of these people who wrote this Constitution were Masons and Shriners. Secret order people. Talking over your head all the time. They ain't just started doing this. They've been doing this a long time. And you trying to figure out what happened. This line just got started. It's keep on going on. People accept it. Can't you see this idiot Trump? This is like, hey, and what's the first rule in the con? If you didn't know, don't never stop the lie. I don't care if you get caught. I ain't telling no lie. It's only the believer who could admit, hey, I told a lie. Damn. And you know, I'd be eating at you too. You keep trying to say, you know, That thing keep eating inside of you, man. Hey, them termites inside of you don't tear your foundation out. It ain't just no physical termites out here. They just one part of the termite. We got termites when we're not living this life the way we need to be living it. Them termites get inside of you too and get to eating on you, eating on your foundation. That's why Allah said he ain't got to come and do nothing to you. It's already in his picture. It's already composed. This thing is so powerful, this thing is so magnificent when we see it for real. And its makeup and how it affects us. It's just like us breathing. Just like you breathing now. Feel like you breathing, but guess what? You breathing. See, you ain't never had no hard trip. I have, but we can't breathe. Serious business. And what the Prophet Muhammad said, no baby is born but born upon the fitra. This fitra is powerful. Let's go to the Quran. We're saying it, but we got to go to the Quran to put the seal on, like the seal of the Prophet. We got to put the seal on this right here. Hey, we want you to go learn. We challenge you. Allah challenge you. Allah challenge us. Go produce a surah like this. Just one. Now you think he's just talking to the disbelievers? He's talking to us too. Go study this yourself. Prove it. Prove me wrong. How are we going to grow our faith if we're not challenging what Allah tells us to look into? Oh, you just going to take it. Okay. But that ain't how it goes. Allah wants his creature to know. That's what Ibrahim stands for. He wants you to know. He wants you to understand. He wants us to see. All right. We're going to do the best we can here in Bayyinah. We're going to challenge you. You ain't just going to come here and just walk out of here feeling all good for a second or two. We're going to challenge you to think and to see yourself in this Al-Islam. Not in the Islam was already here. Allah said, this day I have perfected for you your religion and have chosen for you Al-Islam deen. And what the man said last week, he said religion is something to be realized that's been broken. Allah's picture ain't been broken. See, that's why we have to understand the language. We have to be clear in our deliverance of the language. For the human being, for the mind of the human being, for you thinking, for you can see yourself in this deen, in your deen. All right, this is Romans 30:30. So be steadfast in faith, in all uprightness, O prophet. The natural way of Allah. There will be no change in this creation of Allah. Ain't no change in it. But how you seeing it, you might need to change it. How we seeing it, how we are observing this, Allah's creation. When Allah revealed the Quran to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was this Quran written on this piece of paper right here? How did the book form? Don't that deserve another reading? Don't that deserve us to challenge ourselves? Hey, how this thing get like this? Imam Muhammad already told us now. Y'all scared. See, I know you're scared. See, we were scared. You so-called say you were scared of the Caucasian, but you really, at the end of the day, we really scared of ourselves. To find out why for real. That question mark in the back of the human being. That's what this head back here means. That's where the question mark comes from. And a lot of them gave us the answer, but we got to research it ourselves. Research, we got to look at it again. Allah said they looked again and they looked again. Show me in the Quran where Allah tell us to stop looking. To stop researching. You got it. People got, hey, now. Now, you know, if a dummy like me saying it, now what's your excuse? And Allah asked that question, he said, what would be your excuse? I'm going to read it in a minute. A natural way of Allah which he has instilled in all people. That's their feature. See, ain't no way around it. You might say, well, oh, you know, we don't care. We got one job and one job only, to deliver the message as clear as we possibly can. And then it's on each individual to let that message reside in them and how you see you need to develop yourself. You can't develop yourself like I developed myself. Allah made each and one of us unique. That's why you just got one fingerprint. We ain't got the same fingerprint. So you might have to go about educating yourself different than me. See, I'm a dummy. I got another kind of way I was trying to learn. But you might be way smarter than me. Way more adept in learning. Way more adept in educating yourself. Educo means the exit. If you're educating yourself with the exit, education means educo means the exit out of something into something else. That means you constantly shredding things. And this is the straight way, but most people do not know. Oh, believers. He addressing the believers, he addressing the Muslim. Because everything creation is Muslim. Just like everything, you ain't got to go to this, come to this building for no master. You already on the master on the earth. We just come here together as human beings to reflect on what Allah had told us. Instruct us to get more instruction to build upon the instructions we already had instilled in us. Oh, you believe, always turn to Allah in repentance. See, that's when you lose it. When you forget about seeking Tawbah, seeking Allah forgiveness, even when you get to the point, you get so fly. I know I do. I don't think I did no wrong. Until Allah showed me, like, boy, you way off the mark. You know what I mean? You got to go beg Allah, man. Hey, because see, it's easy to say, I'm better than him. You think Satan on the one saying that? We just said that ourselves sometimes. I'm better than him. Better than who? Better than your fixture. Better than that natural man in you. I made a smokeless fire. Shoot. Always turn to Allah in repentance and be mindful of him. See how that human being coming now? Be mindful. He didn't say just smell him or use the other five sisters. He told you to use the best thing he done gave us. Your mind, be mindful of him. And establish prayer. And do not be the polytheists. It's like those who divided their faith and split it into sects, each rejoicing of what they have. We one community. We ain't no Shiites. We ain't no Sunni. We ain't no Ahmadiyya. We one community. Ain't no adjectives in front of Muslim in the Quran. Ain't no adjectives in front of Mu'min in the Quran. Ain't no adjectives in front of Sabiqun, the foremost in the Quran. You're going to be one of those. We don't get to it, dear believers. Alhamdulillah. And remember when your Lord brought forth from the lions of the children of Adam their descendants, and had them to testify regarding themselves. They didn't testify about Allah. We came before Allah to testify regarding ourselves, our human makeup. See, this is all before we came into the womb, dear believers. This is what Allah is trying to show us. We've been in the making. This spiritual been in the making. It ain't just started. Allah had already designated you and I to be here. And he cautioned, now you have no right to say on the day of judgment that you were unaware of this. That's the pituitary organ back there. See, it's got locked in. See, everything. This the data bank, the programmer, where the program being made, where everything resonating back here. Noah said it was our fathers who had associated others with Allah in worship. And we, as their descendants, followed in their footsteps. Ain't nobody told you your father was wrong. He was a good man, your dad was wrong. He didn't know. They didn't know what we know. How you gonna charge them? How you gonna charge a man who was in slavery? How you gonna charge a man who came back in 1930, 1919, with what you know in 2024? You still being a fool. How you gonna do that? You got Shank Google and all this kind of stuff. Allah said, don't even offer it, man. It ain't gonna work. Will you then destroy us for the falsehood they invented? This is how we make our signs clear. So perhaps they will return to the right path. Imam Muhammad said, experience permit us to come into discipline. Experience permit us to come into discipline. Discipline is a practice of training people to obey. Obey who? What Allah created you for, to obey Him and Him alone. He created men and jinn. And to have rules. See, you might say, oh, ain't nobody tell me what to do. See, you're going to have rules whether you follow this thing or not. If you out there being a fool, smoking weed, or doing whatever you do, it's rules in that. You don't get away from the rules, partner. I'm an ex-criminal. It's rules. Ain't no way you going in the law creation and it ain't no rules. If you don't obey the rules, you're going to jail. You're going to get locked up. Going to go back to another cell. And it's a code of behavior. See what the Usman Prophet see? Allah tell you he's the best. His Usman is the best. Allahu Akbar. Dear believers, because that's who's here today, the believers. That's what we're addressing, the believers. And if the Muslim here, he all right. He gonna get there. He gonna become a believer. That's what Allah told the desert Arab. He said, it might be best you just call yourself Muslim right now. But I know I'm addressing the believers in here right now, and I'm comfortable in addressing the believers. All right, this thing they call Nisa, it says the woman, but we know it don't mean woman all the way. It stands for leadership, development, and being responsible for societies. The woman in that too. But what's the greater meaning? Being responsible for society, how society is being nurtured and taken care of. So we gotta come out this. Someday, you know what I mean? Like the little boy say, he told the guy, he was in line, he said, hey, I got a pamphlet that'll fit you. So all this sagging you're doing, hey, that ain't real. The little boy say, I got a diaper that can fit you. Who want to see your drawers? And then when you can see them, let me show you how long in this picture have them. When they get around somebody got some sense, they do this here. If you're really strong in what you're doing, Don't pull them up. Keep them down. But see, you can't get away from your picture. When you get around somebody who look at you and you feel it in your whole being. Let me pull my pants up. You let them go back down. When you get around and see, you can't get away. That's how powerful, that's how we got to see it, dear believers. Now this is me today. I'm sharing. O believers, stand firm for justice as a witness for Allah. O believers, stand firm for justice. For what's right. Is that what Allah say? As a witness for Allah, even if it's against your own self. How strong you got to be to do that, dear believers. Well, you know that's like a man and a woman to do that, buddy. And then you got somebody got your feet to the fire, and they just hammer you. Boy, you know you lied. You be wiggling, trying to get around it, trying to go hide. Ain't no hiding place if you're a believer. Ain't nowhere to hide. Even against your own self, your parents, your close relative, be rich or poor. Allah is best to ensure their interests. See, it's interest. What's the interest? Your rights. The things that Allah gonna give you automatically. He gonna give us, He gonna do certain things automatically, but other things, we have to prove ourselves worthy to have those things. In us growing ourselves in this Islam, dear believers. So do not let your desires cause you to deviate. You might, Allah said, you might want a thing that you like, but it ain't no good in it for you. And a thing you might dislike. Boy, I like an old girl. Girl fine as cat hair. Girlfriend ain't no good for you, partner. Gotta go take ugly Sue. But I would say pretty is what pretty does. You gotta go with the one who's doing the right thing for you. Satisfied. What the man said, he said last Sunday, about that soul, that self-accusing soul, and that soul come what? Well-pleasing to his Lord or well-pleasing to himself? Is that what we want to be at, dear believers? We want to come to the point in our lives where we're well-pleasing to ourselves and well-pleasing to Allah. He said, don't deviate, don't let yourself deviate cause of your desire from justice. See, when we deviate, dear people, we're being selfish. And we're being just how I want this for me. And we're not thinking about the overall picture for everybody else. How is this going to affect everyone else in my family, everyone else in the community if I fail, if I don't live up to my responsibility as a leader, as a father, as a grandfather, as a husband? Can't get selfish. If you distort the testimony, your testimony, your test, it ain't no, don't stop looking at stuff outside of you, somebody else. This your testimony, our testimony. Or refuse to give in, to give it. See, when you know it, you got to say, give it. What that is, that's zakat. Allah says after prayer, you got to go get what? Some zakat. He ain't talking like the man told you last week, he talking about no money. Allah don't tell you to go get no money. I said, Allah said, go get a share of this dunya. Go get a share of this wealth. And the wealth of your thinking, the wealth of everything in creation that you already got in it, start utilizing it. Well, then you ain't got no insurance on yourself. Someone got the master, they got to bury you. You can go out here and buy some Jordans and do all this old crazy stuff, but you scared to pay $20 or $30 a month for somebody to bury you. We got to go get a GoFund to bury you. And Allah tells us in this Quran that, hey, we need to have 1 year of maintenance for our wives when we leave here. We are obligated. That ain't no casual thing saying, hey, you ain't got to have, show me where Allah tell you ain't got to have. They might just call it insurance, but Allah said you ought to have enough wealth and enough sense to see about yourself and see about your family when you go. I don't believe in usury. We don't believe in usury either. But you ain't got no mortgage to come. You ain't got no way for us to buy no house. So about how we gonna remake the world if you ain't actively involved in help remaking it? In its thinking, in its disposition, in its constitution. Ain't nothing but some punks. Excuse me, man. I said it. I'm gonna stand on the two. He ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Punk it out. Can't use the other word. Wish it was a Talim, but I use the other word. Do you know that Allah is surely aware of what you're doing? You go buy some $500 Jordans, you can pay that. That could go on your insurance for a year. Idiots. I don't know how to buy no tennis shoes costing no $500. I swear to God, I don't know. I just spend $1,500, $1,000 some gator, but a pair of tennis shoes, they tennis shoes. God, I mean, y'all just go for the stupidest con. God. You know, I just be thinking it. I be talking to you, man, right here. I just wish sometimes I didn't have that stuff so I could just go get the money and don't even worry about how I'm playing with y'all. But I'm past that. I can't even trick you no more. Because I'm going to get whooped in the hellfire and everything. And I see you, Green. I see you can be played. And then you think you so smart you can't listen to me. Or the imam, all these other brothers around here got all this experience. That's a total, it boy go against my grain. How far we can be along if you just listen. Listen to the Quran, listen to Muhammad, listen to these people who have been fools before you even came out, before you was, what the Lord said for you was even thought of. Look at Lord Redeemer. We live in a serious time, dear believers. You got an idiot right here talking about he gonna kill people who against them. He's talking about you ain't voting. You gotta get yourself, we gotta get ourselves together. We gotta remake the world. People, the man didn't tell you don't lie. You see it and manifest before your eyes if you got a pea brain. You ain't thinking it ain't time for us to really become believers? How about you a Muslim? We don't need no Muslim. We need some believers. And don't get me wrong. I ain't saying that. Go out here and say that man said we ain't no Muslim. I ain't saying that. That's your first thing. You got that by nature. A lot of you gave you that in your fitra. You got to earn to be a believer. You got to have a trust to be a believer. Can't no regular guy come up and he don't believe him. We don't have regular guys in here. Allah told us when he got us from the fire, we weren't regular guys. Stop seeing yourself as regular. We're exceptional people. Prophet Muhammad said, Satan said, by my might, O Lord. This is what Satan said. He said, oh Lord. He ain't never said Allah wasn't Allah. He just said you wasn't the Khalifa. I don't like him, but Allah, I know you, my Lord. Oh, my Lord, I will continue to mislead the children of Adam as long as they are soul in their bodies. And Allah said, by my might and my majesty, I will continue to forgive them as long as they seek forgiveness. We just got to read that. See, well, this is how these coincide with the Quran. We ain't got no problem saying this hadith. Because it has what? The ring of the Quran. Imam Muhammad said we should constantly be evolving, and we should constantly be evolving. And we aren't yet the best we can be. We are far from it. So we should always understand Allah expects us to grow and to progress and to become better. That brother right here, he's the insurance man. You ain't got no insurance. You need to get with him, get you some insurance. We ain't got no money to be burying nobody. But it's our obligation as believers. You don't have none, we got to bury you. But why put that burden on us? You out here buying cars and doing this and doing that, ain't got no insurance. Wearing these jeans cost $400-500. What nigga wear some jeans for $500? Where you do that at? And then you call them scratch jeans, got holes in them. You're going to pay $100 for a pair of jeans got holes in them. What kind of stuff is that? Well, you know. Well, I tell you, boy, Allah help us, boy. We need some help. And we need you all to step up, to be the help, and to help us help. Now, use your thicker bees on that. How about that? Thick on that. Thick on along that. How you going to help these nuts around here get a little more smarter? We thank Allah much. I'm 70 years old. I ain't scared. I ain't been scared no way since I came in this thing, but I really ain't scared now. I'm in the fourth quarter. In the red zone. And I know I'm gonna score a touchdown. I ain't gonna look to kick no field goal. I'm gonna do my part. But inshallah, I'm serious, dear believer. It took me a minute to get this cookbook together. I was struggling, boy. But I thank Allah. Thank Allah. He helped me. See, we got to get past certain things in our lives. You know what I mean? We got to get the focus back in. Dear believers, don't think you don't want to get off, beating yourself up. See, you got to beat yourself up. After you beat yourself up, you got to go to the next part of your soul. Allah don't tell you to stay right there, the first part or the second part. That's the one He actually go on down. Go get to see the other part of your soul. He's working for you too. Everything in creation is working for the human beings, dear believers. You just got to seek out the help and make it help you. Allah said He created it for the utility of man. All you got to do is call on, hey, electricity, I need some electricity. Hey, gas, I need some natural gas. The man that told him, let me show you how Allah is. Allah told him, hey, y'all better stop drinking this bottled water, even though it's called smart water. It's plastic, and this plastic got some stuff in it. You better get there putting this water in what? Some glass. Or something else, because this plastic ain't doing you no justice. That's how the cancer coming in on you. See how powerful Allah is? See how He look out for the believers? And we got believers right here been telling us that we've been looking over them. Shaheed, Doctor, and Scary. Don't tell them, hey, boss said, your ass, excuse me, stop it, your butt jumped to it. See, that's how we got to know. We got to change, get this mind right, get our thinking right. We got to start seeing ourselves as master. Allahu Akbar. Come to Salat.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.